And I've seen Conor, and I've gone up to him. Can we do an interview for my platform? It's with DAZN as well. That's not fucking DAZN. And he's looked at my microphone. It's just said road. Like I say, I can only judge him off my experience with him. We've done like a lot of them forged Irish stout parties. Unbelievable stout, by the way. And he loves a drink.
You're desperate for a sponsor.
Absolutely. Sign the contract. Sign the contract, big boy.
When I was at my best, I was drinking more than ever. All sorts of different bits and pieces. And I've just turned around to the fella. I've gone, you're lucky that this barrier's between me and you. As banter, by the way. And he's gone, what? You want a scrap? I've gone, yeah.
Seeing like my mate Tom. Do you know Tom Garrett?
No, but...
Big in like footballing, podcasting space.
Okay.
And he said he thinks this might be one of the worst teams in Premier League history.
Teams? Yeah, I can see why he's making that argument.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4 of Beyond the Play, live and direct on the Stomping Ground.
Every time?
Well, obviously.
I feel like we're going to do like thousands of episodes.
Well, precisely. So then we keep track of the episodes we've done. Yeah, episode 4. Powered by Wow Hydrate.
If you think he's a helmet for doing that, because I do. But go on, carry on.
It might indeed. They might think you're a helmet.
They probably do.
They probably do.
Probably do.
We ain't spoke in... Well, we've spoke, but we've not caught up visually in about a week or so. How's things?
Life's good. It's really nice when I don't see you. Honestly, for like a week, it makes me feel normal again. You make me feel like a child that I don't really like.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Why have you agreed to doing this then, or are you still trying to figure that out yourself?
I'm still trying to.
Okay.
The way it was presented to me was different to how it's turned out.
Okay, well, how was it presented?
To be fair, let's
Do you
just
like
go.
the jacket?
The fit is better.
Okay.
The fit is better this week. You've tried.
I have had to, obviously, because I didn't bring a change of clothes for last time, I've had to now watch all 3 episodes of myself slowly boiling over wearing that corduroy jacket.
Which was it's a learning curve.
really like it.
It's a nice piece.
I will stick to my... You know what I've realised in like my... I suppose... Working in a world of Troy Deeneys who are older, successful, had their, I don't want to say like had their prime as such, but like I'm still trying to figure it out, right?
Yep.
So I've been taking smoke off Hearn for my for my outfits for years now. I feel like I've got to stay true to like, if I fuck with it...
You'll grow up. You will grow up eventually. I'm with it. I'm here for a bit of ice cream. I don't mind. The trim we spoke about off there is a little bit different.
I think I look a little bit like a tennis ball. However, a hedgehog works.
There's a little
the hairline's immaculate, by the way. The hairline...
You are 20.
21. Every year counts.
Yeah. That's good. So it should be.
Yeah, but I've got like friends who have got, you know, like when the McDonald's M shape happens.
Yeah, mine's pending, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I think...
Just embrace it, innit?
Embrace it, of course.
Because most people now have got like, everything's fake, innit? So just embrace it, man. Do your thing.
Would you ever go to Turkey for a hairline?
Nah. I did my teeth because they were a problem for years.
Bro, I'm thinking about not...
But now mine had like a little backstory, like family related and that. So it was just something that I had to do to get over that. Do you get me? So I did my teeth, looking all right. Got a bit of chocolate in it in a minute.
Out of curiosity, when you got your teeth done, did you get... This is so weird for the people watching. Did you get... is it the veneers where they shave them down?
No.
Or did you have like the composite bonding where they put them on top? Yeah, I was going to say.
Still mine.
I always think it's a bit nuts when I see people like all their teeth have just
like
been
drawers and that. Mental. Yeah, it's a bit bad. I don't know how we got into this, but anyway, life's good. We're chilling. We're having a good time. You're off to Saudi this weekend.
Off to Saudi Saturday, Sunday. So by the time the people watching this, I think actually fight week will be underway.
Yeah, but we skipped. You was at AJ.
Yes.
Because it's been since then.
Yeah.
Like that was ages ago. Yeah, AJ Dubois. How was that?
Nuts to see. I always think, right, and I was actually thinking this when I was there, and we'll touch on the actual fight itself, I suppose, later on, but I was thinking as a player, it must have been nuts, because that's the first time I've ever covered a fight ringside at Wembley. And while it was still light, I could see everyone's face in the crowd. And I was thinking, oh my God, like that must be the sickest feeling.
Just how big it was when you was in there?
Massive.
Because I always think when you're watching a game, a fan never appreciates just how big a pitch is or how big a stadium is. What was that like for you?
Just like, I suppose that's like the stadium. It's different for me, right? For a footballer, it's everyone's dream to play there. For me, who's a football fan, an England fan, stuff like that, to be able to have that privilege of it almost felt like I I don't know, like a really B-Tech version of like getting your first England call up or something. Do you know what I mean?
It
Just being there and taking it all in.
But I'm saying when you stood there, obviously the ring was in the middle of the pitch, right?
Massive.
And you're like,
monumental.
Just realise how far.
But what's mad is Ariel Helwani came over.
Yeah.
And I think he said that the biggest stadium fight, he's a legend, biggest stadium fight he'd covered before that, I want to say was like 55, 60K. Because stadium events aren't really a thing. They're becoming more of a thing in America. But it's always been like arena sort of venues. Canelo always does arenas.
TNT, is it? Or the T-Mobile?
The T-Mobile's the arena, but obviously the Raiders play at the stadium, which I think Canelo fought at.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I feel like it's the AT&T.
But they're starting to do more stadium shows, but I think the UK, away from football, are like elite in terms of giving that
we've been doing it for years, haven't we? If you remember, like, David Hay Chisora was like West Ham. Yeah, that was years ago. So, we've been doing it. There was a fight at Selhurst Park. Someone in the comments can correct me on what one it was. Chris Billingham.
Before that, apparently there was one like 60 years ago.
Oh, I don't know.
Which is mad. So stadium fights have always clearly
if we're hitting people that are 60-year-old but that were alive and
then we're doing something right.
Wrong.
Well, right and wrong. Because we've got our demographic. So if we can then expand out to...
Well, if my nana's watching this...
Your nana's 60?
If it was 60 years ago, she wouldn't have watched it when she was born, would she?
Yeah, got you. Right,
Jesus Christ.
Topic numero uno.
We've got quite a sick... Thanks, guys. I haven't done too much.
I did ask. Conor McGregor, we've got a clip here. Okay. It's doing the rounds. What's quite funny about any time I'm ever going to show you a clip is you're like not really on socials now. So I feel like you miss all of this stuff.
Is what you're saying?
He went and watched Arsenal.
PSG.
Yes. Yeah. 2-0. Great win for Arsenal, by the way. But he's going up to Saka. And you know, like when someone's doing something and being a bit annoying, but you just want to be polite and laugh it off. I think you're going to see
that's what you think Saka's doing.
Saka doing that here. And it's just typical Conor McGregor to a T. Look, he's almost like had enough there. He's turned his back.
He's basically like panicked because what he's realised is that he's mad, and also he's realised
he would probably destroy me right now.
And Conor potentially could hit me. Like if anybody, any fighter, anything like that. He's the one that might go, I'll just whack him.
I bet the Arsenal welfare staff are absolutely shitting themselves watching that. Thinking if our star boy gets injured.
Do you know the one set of people that will be more peed off than anyone? The ground staff.
Oh, yeah.
Groundsmen are the biggest arseholes you've ever met. They love their pitch to death. I know a few of them, but... Yeah, there would be more fuming that they're on there with trailers.
That doesn't surprise me, to be fair. I remember Frank Smith said when he was trying to do Lee Wood at Nottingham Forest that the worst conversations he's ever had in boxing was having to speak to groundsmen. Because it's like...
It's their baby.
Yeah.
And the thing is, all jokes aside, you don't appreciate just how hard it is to get the pitch so good. But they are special humans. Two things on Conor.
Okay.
One, we need to somehow, I don't know how, get him on a show.
I'd love to. Like, I don't know how either.
Yeah, I'll walk to Ireland to do it if we have to. Yeah. Secondly, you proper fanboyed at the AJ fight. I was told. You didn't tell me this. Somebody else told me this, that you was climbing over chairs and panicking to get him and all that. Is that true?
Not fanboy. Right, so this is what I was told. I'm going to flatter myself big time here. Okay. So after a big event, there is a mad rush. And this is why I almost feel like sometimes I need to like vlog some of this stuff, because I don't think anyone truly gets an idea of like post-fight on a huge stadium show. Nuts. Now you've got so front row, you've obviously got Tyson Fury, Terence Crawford, Turki Al-Sheikh, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Conor McGregor, the list goes on, right? Every close protection officer you could ever think of is stood there, and it was led by this like one massive American guy who was like 7 foot, terrifying looking.
Was he really 7 foot, or you're just that small?
I'm small.
Yeah.
And I look up, like, these men are usually big. This guy was monumental. It was like looking at the BFG or something. It was nuts, right? Anyway, but I've obviously become friendly with him through seeing him at events and stuff like that. And where I'm small, this has actually come to my advantage. I'm weaving through the Like, I'm weaving through the close protection officers at this point, and I see Conor, and I've missed out on a Usyk interview, which didn't end up being amazing anyway, because he didn't really want to talk.
Yeah.
Fury wasn't talking loads. And I've seen Conor, and I've gone up to him, and I've gone, can we do an interview for my platform? It's with DAZN as well. And he's gone, can you do an Irish accent? Because I'm going to try, and you're going to laugh at me. That's not fucking DAZN. And he's looked at my microphone, it's just said road. And I was like, this is long.
I've been telling you this for a while.
Yeah. We've actually got new mic covers coming today, which is a tremendous thing. And he's gone, that's not fucking DAZN. Luckily, his photographer, shout out Dave, has gone, no, Charlie Sound, and produced the best minute interview I've ever done, which is doing mad rounds on social media at the minute. But the geezer is nuts. Have you seen the clip?
No.
It's a shame we don't actually have it up now, but he is just almost like, I feel like he's going to chin me watching it back. Like, I'm like...
He's animated, isn't
I've said to him, like, Ricky Hatton and Prince Nassim Hamid have called for AJ to retire. What do you think? And, like, it's almost like he thought I've called for him to retire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm going to catch a left-hander. And that is the last man in hell.
Yeah,
you want to catch a left-hander. Yeah.
No, I think he's sick, man.
You ever met him?
Never. Genuinely, like, if we did a top 5 people, he'd be in my top 5. I think he's sick.
He is.
Love everything about him. Like, I don't think his social media personality is who he really is, if you get what I mean. I think he actually is family orientated and all of that. And I just think, when I do like a top 5 list of who we'd want, it's someone I would like to go and have a beer with.
Oh my God.
You have 20 minutes, and that 20 minutes turns to 2 hours. And you're like, you've chatted about everything. There's not many people that I would want to have a chat with, but he'd be up there.
You can see why he's done so well.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you look at someone like Conor, I don't know how old he is. He's in his 30s now. I think he's fought once since 2020. We're now in 2024, late 2024. When you look at someone like that, I don't want to speculate too. It's obvious he drinks, right? He likes a drink. Is it possible to come back?
Yeah, of course it is. Because he still has...
At the same level?
You're never going to be the same.
People kid themselves.
No, but you're never going to be the same level. But the thing with any athlete is you'll never admit that you wasn't what you once was. You always feel that you can, because he'll still move around. He still adds value. If he announced a fight today, right this very second,
oh my God,
it would sell out
instantly.
Every news coverage in the world would be like, let's go, we've got to do this, try and get an interview. And it wouldn't, sounds really bad, it wouldn't matter who he was fighting.
No, it wouldn't. So he could fight me or you.
Yeah, and it would be like, this is the biggest thing we need to speak about, and he's so good. I think, again, this is just for me, and I don't know the fella, I don't have any interest to be nice to him or anything any other way. I think the thing that I like, if you watch these 2 documentaries,
nah,
you've never watched them, mate. You have to watch both of them. They're fucking sick. But the bit that people miss all the time is just how devoted to his kids he is, and that's the bit that I feel quite sad about, really, because for the showman and like the Lamborghinis and this, that, and the other, there's a part of him that's changed his whole fucking life, man, and he's done it on his own. Out
of curiosity,
his family, should I say?
Yeah, and I know people that have been in and around the McGregor camp, and from what I understand, and from what we see on Instagram, it's quite like an extravagant lifestyle, yachts, jets.
But all of that stuff is
social media and fake.
And also, it's not. Again, this is my interpretation. Being around fighters and being around people is a lot of the stuff they do in the weeks before going to camp, and then what they do while they're in camp and they're not showing anything and they're living quite a boring life. They then reuse all of this stuff that's been happening and post it in those 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But I almost think when you're at that level of fame and stardom, which he is, every time you see him, he's got 8 like protection officers around him. They've all got their earpieces in and stuff like that. It must be quite hard to then, like, you must believe in. He does obviously believe in hype, as he should, by the way, because he's an absolute monster star.
But he is the hype. He's the hype train. But it's like AJ, right? For example. Switch fields a little bit. As soon as that fight finished, everyone's like, he should retire. Literally an hour before that fight happened, nobody was saying Dubois got to
he's
go
the best
through
thing
that way.
since sliced bread,
But they're all saying AJ Fury has to happen. If he does that, he goes down as legacy. Do you get what I mean?
No, I do.
It's the problem you've got when you're at that level, in my opinion, when you're at that level, everyone wants to take you down as quickly as possible. And then also, when it comes to it, you're at a level of money that it's now, do you want it?
Which is sort of what I was questioning with Conor.
But they do. That's why he's still trading. That's why he's still doing it. But he'll go back on his terms because they're businessmen now. Whereas before, they would have just took.
They would have done it, yeah.
Yeah, they would have took whatever
because being a champion to them was like the pinnacle of life.
But he's already been a champion.
That's what I'm saying.
He's already made hundreds of millions. He's not a billionaire.
But he doesn't need to fight.
Yeah, but he wants to.
Yeah.
When you see him still training, that's what I'm saying. Your need and your wants are completely different.
Yes.
So his needs are all taken care of.
I just wonder if, like I say, I can only judge him off my experience with him. We've done like a lot of them forged Irish stout parties. Unbelievable stout, by the way. And he loves a drink.
You're desperate for a sponsor.
Absolutely. Sign the contract. Sign the contract, big boy. He loves a party. And I think him himself would admit that.
Yeah.
You can understand as an athlete that will take its toll on your body at some point, though.
But you're forgetting that these guys have the best recovery as well. Like what annoys me now, we get into this space where it's like sports science takes over. When you look back to the 90s, the 80s, go back as far as you want. But these guys, these guys were drinking. These guys were smoking. Some of these guys were doing coke and having it off.
Has the level not changed though? In terms of like, would you get away with it now though?
Because most of it's in your head. Most of it's in your head. Like but
they would beg to differ though, right?
Who?
Sports scientists.
Of course they would.
Precisely.
But how many sports scientists have done it?
None.
There you go.
Well, maybe a
So
handful.
if you sit, hardly ever any. If you've had enough time to really do sports science and do all of the...
And have a professional career.
It's about 8 to 9 years.
Yeah.
And to have a sporting career, you've got to be in your 50s before you're telling somebody what to do.
Then it gets to the conversation that we had with Jermaine Defoe, where we spoke about Erling Haaland and 1%.
Of course.
Now that's changed a lot in 5 to 10 years.
By the way, we was talking specifically to fighting.
No, of course.
As opposed to football.
Yeah. But I just mean athletes in general. Like I almost say to you, and I would potentially argue that, football's more intense in terms of like you might have a game every 3 to 4 days, but what's going to physically damage you more would definitely be mixed martial arts.
Precisely.
Absolutely. So then would that not mean that the transition from drinking and living
because
that lifestyle
they
becomes
remember
harder?
what they do is they have a longer rest period. So after they never really see a mixed martial artist fight, have a proper tough 5-rounder world title fight, and then fight within a month. It's probably
it's a
6 to 7 months.
Sometimes
so
longer,
the rest up period is a lot different. I think when you're talking about, especially like drugs and alcohol and that, like not drugs for me at any point, but like with alcohol, when I was at my best, I was drinking more than ever.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that actually.
Do you know what I mean?
From experiences, and I suppose you'll be able to say the same, but like seeing people within the footballing world, if they go and win a game, they'll go and have a mad night out and stuff like that. I mean, they're human too, right? I think that's what
you want to celebrate
don't necessarily. Of course.
And this is the bit what people don't understand. I think, again, I don't know the fella, I think Conor McGregor is celebrating his life. Because if you watch the original documentary where he's got like bailiffs at the door, he's got fuck all. I think he's living in his missus' mum's house.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Why would you not turn around most days and go, fuck me, we've hit the jackpot?
Yeah, what jet do I get on today?
I want to get on but you could do whatever he wants, travel whatever. And I think when you've come from nothing, there'll be a lot of people in who watch this who come from nothing. If they ever get to the level of success that they want to get to, mate, it will blow their head. Just how like there's certain times I do things. I think me and you spoke, but I do things and I just start laughing. And everyone looks at me like I'm like the Joker or something mad. But I'm literally like, how am I here?
Yeah. So
we did it the other day on the jet. I'm like, how are we doing this on a Monday?
I remember I get it a couple times. I think coming back from LA the first time, Vegas. First, I'd not really been abroad much growing up. My mum could never really afford it as such. And then my first flight in, I think, 11 years was a trip to LA and then Vegas for the boxing. And I remember coming back and I was like, it's one of them pinch yourself moments where you're like, oh, fucking hell, like.
But like, that's what I'm saying. It's just, and that's just one thing. Imagine getting up. Never, just close your eyes for me. Imagine this. You got the biggest house, your house you want and the biggest house you want. Your kids are happy, financially set. Your missus is happy. You can do whatever you want. You got any car you want. You can spend as much money as you want. What else
gonna
do? You cracked it. You cracked the game.
Yeah.
So
you have
now
completed. It's like GTA mode.
Yeah, now it's go and have fun.
Yeah.
And that whenever I see Conor McGregor, that's all I think.
A man having fun. And that clip is a man having fun. He's almost like, like when you've got a mascot that comes out and they're able to have a little kick about on the pitch. Yeah. But I like that. He's like, fuck it, I've got the opportunity to go and kick a ball around on the pitch at the Emirates. Good on you. Yeah. I've got a topic. We mentioned drugs briefly. I don't want to get onto that topic too much. There's a video that's doing the rounds. I won't bring it up because I don't think it's right for YouTube as such. But there's a fan doing a key of cocaine in the grounds at the football.
When you say a key, coke, a key of coke to me is like...
You mean like a kilo?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not a brick.
Yeah.
Like he has scooped up...
What, with an actual key?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just need to...
Yeah, fine.
You could just tell who's the different backgrounds, isn't it? The different backgrounds. Well, go on.
And it made me think, you must have seen some charged up away ends in your time. And then I suppose that can get onto the topic of I want to ask you about weird fan encounters, because I'll sometimes be on the phone with you and then all of a sudden I can hear some geezer go, it won't be weird encounters, but just like, oh, Troy, can I have a photo, mate?
Yeah,
so I suppose firstly on the topic, it's funny, right? Because I'd done a few...
That's just my mate. I say, do that.
Yeah. Just
make me sound cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, sick. But yeah, charged up away ends to me, in hindsight, must be quite funny. Now, I remember I've done Southampton away a couple of times, but the ones that really strike out to me...
I'm going to say, because I know people in the comments thinking the same, Southampton away fans are hardly like...
Oh, brother,
bang
please,
on it.
Please. No, I actually wasn't going to use Southampton as an example.
But you did.
But I'm not... No. So I used to, when I first moved to Gloucestershire, when I was 14, 15...
Because you're from South London originally, right?
Yeah, outskirts, suburbs, more. Okay. Went to school in Surrey, like... Yeah.
Mate, I don't know what's going on here.
Anyway.
You're caked, but carry on.
I'm not. I wish I was.
Carry on.
And I remember the coaches. So a couple of the lads supported Swindon. So I'd join them on a couple of away days. And to me, that was like I learnt the true meaning of football through being on them coaches. I think I'd done 3 away days. We'd done Leyton Orient away, we'd done Salford away, and we'd done MK Dons away.
Oh,
and
3 of the hard ones. 16. You have to worry about them.
Yeah, terrifying, mate. Me and my Aqua Scutum scarf and my CP company giving it lemon. But it just made me laugh, because you'd see these coaches, and these coaches would be full of bods from, and this happens from National League South, even lower, all the way to the very top, right? And you see these coaches, and it's just like packed full of lads who are absolutely flying off the walls, drinking everything in sight. And I was thinking, as a footballer, it must be so contrasting to going on the pitch, obviously, like, at that point, you're probably the most mentally prepared you've ever been for anything, not touched a drop of booze for however long, to then go and see that in the crowd. I mean...
9 times out of 10 it's sweet.
Of course, but it must be quite... Did you ever look up and be like, fuck?
There's been a few when, like, you see the jaw swinging and that, you're thinking, oh my God, you're off your trolley, but having a good time, innit? Like, I don't ever encourage having drugs or whatever. As long as everyone's having fun and being respectful, then I don't really care, man. Just do your thing.
What were the most charged up away ends you can remember? Like, when you look back and you think...
Yeah, there's some hostile ones, like, so you Westham, Upton Park, Westham was intimidating. Millwall, obviously.
Did you find them intimidating as a player?
No, I loved that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it worked for me. But I've told this story before. So when I was at Watford in the first... No, not Watford, I was at Walsall. It was even before that. At Walsall, one of my first goal was at Millwall away. My very first goal. So when I scored there, obviously I'm like shushing. I'm like 19. I'm shushing the fans and everything, giving it lemon. Do you know what I mean?
To the Millwall fans?
Yeah, because just you
got bigger cojones.
Nah, but I'm just thinking it's like football. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously afterwards, I think we beat them 1-0. Obviously, have a bit of a back and forth, but I've always stopped and took like side stuff and whatever, and it was sweet. This was League One. I remember when I signed for Watford, one of my first games was Millwall away, but I was on the bench, so we ended up winning that game 5-0 on the day. We battered them. Like, one of the fans ran on the pitch to try and fight our right back. I swear to God, we'll have to get the clip up and show you. And then when so we've sent these young boys out to warm up, and the manager, Malcolm McCarthy at the time's gone, like, they started getting, like, there was like, when you come out the tunnel, it's on the left-hand side, and these Millwall fans were like, I think they sit there just to abuse players. Like they were on it. And these three young lads have run out to Wall, and then our gaffer at the times looked down, saw that there was all like 17, 18, and I was 21 at the time, and I was one of the older ones.
Okay.
But he knew I could look after myself, so he's gone like, I can't remember, he's called someone in. He's gone, Troy, go out there. He said, but whatever you do, don't antagonise them, just tell the boys, keep moving. I've gone, yeah, no worries, gaffer. I've ran down, and as everyone does, you run down quick, you do a couple of little up and downs, and you wait. As I've gone down, it's like, pouters, mate. Oh, they sent you out, this, that, and the other. All sorts of different bits and pieces. And I've just turned around to the fella, I've gone, you're lucky that this barrier's between me and you. As banter, by the way. And he's gone, what, you want a scrap? I've gone, yeah, let's have a go then. And as I've done it, I've like blew him a kiss. Now, these lot have like gone.
Erupted.
They're ready to like rip my head off. The other lads who are with me are like, you're off your head. Like, what's going on?
Absolutely.
As I come back in after like 10 minutes, Gaffer's like, what did I say to you? I was like, but he was giving me some, so I had to give him some back. And he's like, you're mad. He's like, literally, we tried to calm the crowd down because we were 1-0 up. So he's like, calm the crowd down, get us back into it. And there's me, like, inciting madness at the side.
How did it end up?
Beating 5-0, it was sweet.
Did you?
every time I've gone back.
It worked.
Yeah, every time I've gone back.
My God.
I still get shit, but they I think it's just respected it. I think it's just, I think fans do. Not Southampton fans, like proper fans. What they do, is like, they'll give you some, and they're willing to take some back. And as long as both people realise it's a healthy banter.
There must have been a couple of times where it's crossed the line.
Never.
Really?
Not with me, never.
That's cool, I like that.
Never. I've literally, you know what, like online, I know you're the young generation now who sit online. You'll have people that go, oh, is this, is that, is whatever. I am yet, to this day, and I hope it never happens, walked to and from grounds on my own. I literally just did Arsenal the weekend, and I'm doing Man City this weekend. I go on my own. Like, I don't go with like my mates.
No.
I go, I'm working. I'll say hello, I'll side pictures, I'll do whatever, and I'll leave. And some people give you banter, and I'll give it back, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I'm yet to have a time when someone goes, I'm John off Instagram, and I said this.
I said this, and I mean it now. Yeah, because but you.
I hope it never ever happens.
I think that's a thing for them. What would you do? What's the go-to? Right hand, left hook, pop, bang on the floor.
If that's the situation, and you would step in my face, then I'll bite your fucking nose off.
Bite your nose off.
And we'll figure it out after. But I'm a changed man with kids who's chilled.
Yeah.
So I say genuinely, it's all good. I don't want any problems. Please leave me alone.
Out of curiosity, you talk about there's got to be some weird fan encounters in there.
Mate, the weirdest one I ever had, I took my son to the toilet. He must have been about, I don't know, just before he was 1 maybe. And obviously he's using the toilet. And the fella has just come out. You know when you're in the services, you know someone's had a shit. Like, he's been in there a minute. So I put my little man out, wash his hands or whatever. He's come out, bare body's just had a shit. And he's like, mate. I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I said, you need to like at least wash your hands. He's like, nah. Come here, tried to grab me. I've had to just give him a little stiff arm in the chest. Like, bro, back
relax.
up, man. Yeah.
How did he take it?
He was like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, you didn't even wash your hands. I'm with my son, man. Like, just back up. But some people just, there's been weird, like Christmas. So here's one, yeah. So I had my daughter, I was walking down, went to Hamleys on the high street. You ain't got kids. So Hamleys, it's on Oxford Street. It's a big freaking, it's like Toys R Us was for like this. So anyway, I've got my daughter on my shoulders. It's Christmas, so I got about 7, 8 back. Like, I'm stacked. I've got her on my shoulders because it's too tired. So I've got her on my shoulders walking. This builder come flying. I go, try. Can I get a picture? And normally I'd stop and I'd be like, yeah. And I literally just looked at him and went, fucking how, mate? Like, how? And he just went, like the reality kicked back in, and he was like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
but like, 9 times out of 10, it's just people forgetting that it's a normal bloke.
I think it's funny you say about the people not necessarily.
The little tramps in the toilet, fucking wash your hands, man.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you go for a number 2, man.
He
wash them fucking hands.
A long time.
Wash them fucking hands. It's funny you say that, and Eddie speaks about this sometimes. He always come up with the iconic sitting there in your Transformers pajamas in your basement, knocking one out type thing. And it's funny you say that. And I don't like to go into the topic of almost like hate and stuff too much, but obviously the internet allows everyone to have an opinion.
Which is good.
Of course. there's goods and positives and negatives to everything, right? But what I find really funny about social media now is I would tend to call myself pretty harmless, right? You might find me annoying. I probably wouldn't blame you. But there's like something must be doing okay for there to be some form of viewership for it. Now, I get like people in my DM requests and it really makes me laugh, but I'm quite thick-skinned because I've just had it for years now. But like so rattled over like because I discussed what Eddie Hearn's Jordans were for 3 minutes at the start of an interview, that there's like grown adults like, mate, I will fucking chin you if I ever see you at a boxing show. But then obviously in person,
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Okay,
mate.
yeah.
But then in person, I mean, nothing's ever happened, touch wood.
It won't, because you know what it is? They sit at home.
In their Transformers pajamas.
I'm not going to do that. A lot of people are bored. And you know I like to go on these little rants, but people are bored, mate. Life's shit, so they want to go, why is he doing what I want to do? And that's what it is. It's just little... And the sad part for me is the grown-ups that know better.
Well, this is what I mean. A lot of them are adults, though.
Well, yeah, but also, like I say to my kids...
Like, if I ever see you, I will knock you out. Like, you can't have that much hate inside you, surely.
Here's a question. If you've ever had trouble with somebody, if you phoned them and said, when I see you, I'm going to do this, or have you just gone and found a geezer and done it?
I mean, it's not really my type of thing. I ain't had a fight since I was about 14.
Well, at school, when you was 14, did you phone a geezer and say, when I see you, we're going to have a problem? Or was it, there was a problem and you just dealt with it?
He rang me and I just went outside and
you probably had that like weird school, like different farms and that you had to get across to get there. Weirdos, man. But
I'll tell you what, the transition to school in Cirencester was a weird one.
There you go. But I'm saying, if you had you're going to have a tear up, it's like there and then.
See, I think that's changed. I remember in school, certainly where I went to school in Epsom, Surrey, but it was quite like, yeah. But you know what was weird is like we would have kids.
You try and give it that you
I'm
not
going to.
You go to school in Epsom.
No. Just listen to this. Listen to this. This is
Cirencester.
funny. Yeah. No, I know you're not wrong, but this is actually quite funny. So our school had lads who would be on their like, whether it be first or 8th expulsion from basically anywhere within about an hour's radius coming in. So I won't mention this guy's name. But I remember, like, for example, just like little things you'd get up to in class. Like, we'd be in French class and, like, there'd be tables and chairs going all around the gaff. Like, and then I moved to Cirencester, so I was like, oh, my God, like, school is definitely different in the class. Well, bearing in mind where we were wasn't a bad area. So, but I definitely remember, like, people premeditating beef, which I find a bit pathetic.
Yeah.
But I don't really get beef. I'm not an angry guy.
Yeah, it's a new world. I come from a generation of respect. So you try and avoid trouble.
Yeah,
at all
I agree
costs.
with you.
And I think you've been around enough fighters now and people.
Oh, but I've never really been one for trouble anyway.
No, but I'm saying, listen to what I'm going to say though. If you're around people that could do damage, what do they all want to do?
Be nice and avoid it.
Yeah, avoid it.
The last thing
people that
an
want
AJ
it
would want to do is have
a tear up.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. And people on the internet are the opposite, who are fucking pillow fisted and want to have a tear up with everyone.
I have a completely different question for you.
Go on, load it up.
Back to the football topic. We did some shooting on Monday with Wow Hydrate and Manchester United. Now, obviously, when the viewers watch this, United would have played a couple of games since the Tottenham games. I don't want to go on that too much.
So what? Porto and Villa,
yeah. Porto, I believe, is tonight on the day of filming, and then Villa Sunday.
Yeah.
Sparks the debate of XG. Now, Ten Hag's come out.
Do you know what XG
under
is?
a lot of expected goals.
But do you know what it is?
It's like analytical. So basically, I don't know. Like, say I had a shot at the 6-yard box. There's like a percentage chance of that. So basically,
going in. But how XG works, because I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this.
Do you like it, XG?
Yeah, I love it.
Fine.
So XG, obviously, it's from 0.00 is like you're never going to score. And then you get 0.99 is the top you can get.
Can't get 1.
You'll never get a 1. Even if you had a tap in, I know, because it's still...
Really?
Because it's still human element. So you might
error.
just miss the ball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But actually, even in that, it wouldn't work, actually, because you have to have contact with the ball for it to be a chance.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But you could hit your bottom of your studs and go and miss it around the post. That's at 0.01 that'll happen. Excuse me, sorry. So, depending on where you are, is depending on the probability of scoring. So your angle to the goal. Is the ball bouncing? Are you using your foot or are you using your head? Is there a person between you and the goalkeeper? All of these variables add to the degree of difficulty of the chance. So if you see the chance, you had a shot that was 0.24. That means you'd need four of those chances to score.
Yeah.
In theory. But obviously then that doesn't take into account that there's a goalkeeper trying to stop you. So XG can be used both positively and negatively.
So this is
like any stat.
What I was going to ask. So Ten Hag's come out obviously under a lot of criticism at the moment, whether he turns it around. I mean, like I say, when this episode's aired, he could have miraculously turned it around over the course of the last 2 games. He may not even still be.
But it wouldn't
there.
matter anyway because it's two games isn't going to distract from 2.5 years.
No, of course. Now he's saying that their XG stat is 3rd in the league. Now to me, and I find it funny that
Did he say where that XG was coming from? Because I would say a lot of their chances come from set pieces.
Okay. But they're still not ultimately being converted, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm thinking, well, it's all well and good falling back on, and I don't know if you've seen the Sean Dyche meme that's flying about at the minute with football, utter woke nonsense.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it?
No,
I'm going to bring it out now, purely because I used it last night, this one. So obviously Sean Dyche is known for his Brexit ball as such. I zoom in a little bit, I'm sure the people have seen it. Brexit.
It's not really fair, but go on.
Well, no, but like football fans or who are like
basically. So he's Brexit ball football, right?
That's the stereotype.
Okay, what's Russell Martin?
It's different football, right?
But what is it?
It's a different philosophy.
I'm asking you to just categorise what it is.
Like a BTEC Pep.
Okay. How many games do you win being BTEC Pep?
No. So we've had this. So it's not that I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm saying it's harsh though because like Russell Martin would get another job before Dyche would get another job.
Yeah, because that form of football is So, but anyway, my point on of the topic is like I know people who look at XG and laugh and go utter woke nonsense, and I thought you would have been one of those.
Nah, it's all relative. Everything has nuance. Everything's questioned. So if he's saying our XG as a whole team is 3rd in the league, I probably wouldn't disagree because they've had a lot of chances from set pieces, free kicks and throw-ins and whatever. They create quite a lot from that. So then when you look at their open play, when you watch the games, you're like, actually, they still do make a lot of big chances. But he hasn't said what their XG against is, which will be really high. So you get XG4, which is you trying to score. You get XG against. This is what I'm saying. When you break down all of their things, get it up now. Type about that. And Man U's XG against this season, because I saw in the Spurs game when it was 11v11, Timo Werner went through 1v1, missed. That'd be a massive chance. I have to trim this little bit down.
Yeah, guys. I can cut this out in the edit. So XG, you're right.
What's that XG against?
XG4, 1.51.
So they're averaging 1.5.
XG against 1.39.
So basically they would draw every game.
At home, their XG against is only 0.3. Oh, no, it's 1.55. Wow, that's not good.
There you go. So away from home, when they sit behind the ball and they can counter-attack, it's better. Versus, and then also you have to take into account who they played. They played Crystal Palace. Do you get what I mean? They played Palace away. That's who Palace are struggling at the moment. So would you add that? So So basically, when over the course of the season, as of right now, they should draw every game 1-1. That good enough for Man United? I'd argue not.
It's funny that you put it like that, actually.
Do you see what I'm saying?
How seriously can you take XG as a manager? Because it shows you that you're creating chances, but ultimately if they're not being converted...
But what it does also show you is the type of chance. So...
Did you use XG?
Yeah, I can get some up. It won't make sense for people here, but it will for you. So...
Does that mean I've got better football knowledge than them? Because I don't
know. It's just because I'm going to show you something.
You're going to visually show it. Got you. I just find it really interesting because I can almost I just find the whole XG
so for example,
thing a little bit.
We used to do, what's this? Where's this from? So I used to do it when I played. So I'll just give this This was the last game I think I played against Warsaw. So this is like, that's the detail. So that's what a keeper would save versus what he would.
Oh, that's the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
For Warsaw at the time?
Yeah. And then you would do... Oh no, this is something different. One second.
For the people that are listening, as opposed to watching.
Oh yeah, so here you go. Look, we would do chances. We would do these chances are. So basically, these are the chances I would create. So look, the XG was 0.27. Right, that's me obviously there putting a pass in. Look, watch. This is 0.27.
Okay, because he's let the yeah. How is that? Is this
Look,
all created
through algorithms and bits and pieces? But you'll see continuous times where, because this is when I was manager, so you'd expect.
Are you able to share this with me so I can put it up as people are watching you explain this to me? Cool. Or not?
No, this is me playing as well. So
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because this is almost like a side to it I've never seen.
Yeah, so basically, fundamentally, you can break down every chance that you get or that is created in games and go, right, should we have scored? And then you can look and go, probably, this is 0.12. So whatever this chance is, you probably say, no, shouldn't have scored.
No.
Do you get what I mean? But then on a whole, like a 0.33, you probably should score. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Was that second one only 0.12?
Yeah, because of the amount of bodies that were in front of it.
Ah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Each chance is different.
So then as a manager as such, does your game just go into some form of like...
So if you look at what City did, sorry, that'll probably have to get chopped.
That's what I'm going to play. I'll be able to play some of that over it.
So basically, when you look at City, a lot of their chances, they try and get their chances above 0.5. So if you notice, when people shoot from the edge of the box, Pep loses his head. He hates it. Because he basically say, work it, so that when a lot of the goals are being flashed
when
across
you're likely to score.
Passed across the 6-yard box to somebody else to score, higher probability of scoring. That's how it all works. That's why you see a lot of the same goal now. Do you get what I mean? From the top teams, from Arsenal, City, Liverpool, I was going to say, you see a lot of the same type of goals. If I look at a City, I
see an Erling Haaland almost like
a tap-in.
6-yard
what you think of a tap-in, yeah?
A million,
but if you watch
it's not.
It's how they work.
How they've created that goal. Yeah.
And he knows my job is to be there at the end of it. And that's how it works.
Interesting. So you're for XG.
I am, yeah.
Do you know any people within the space that are against it or not at all?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. It's like
how
50-50.
Come though?
Because a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of players don't understand it. So they'll talk about it. But like I said, not many can break it down. So there's so much, because there's so much data around now. You can. So I remember when I was like as a manager, you'd be doing your team analytics at the other team, go right, where's their strengths and weaknesses, and it might be, the right wing back has got 5 assists this season. So naturally in your head you go, fucking hell, we need to stop that side.
Yeah.
Break down the data, and actually a lot of it's coming from the ball from the left. Goes the loads of their crosses are from the left. Everyone misses it. It falls to him. He passes it across. There's a goal. That's where all the assists come from. So you have to. There's an element of working out what works for you, what versus doesn't. Best way to describe it. Most people have got those Whoop watches, right? There's so much data you can have on that, but you'll only put the things you really want to care about. So your sleep, energy,
your recovery levels. Yeah.
But if you really wanted to go into it, you could have 1,000 different pieces.
Got you.
It's just breaking down what works for you.
Do all football managers use XG?
All football teams will have it, yeah.
Okay.
All football teams.
Okay.
So basically, when you go to a game and you see the little black, it's like a tripod thing with like a black laptop on it or iPad, that is a data system. So that picks up all of the GPSs. In the Prem, you won't see it as much because they're in the ground.
Yeah.
So when people are running around and ratting, it's live data picking up. So it's got you and your number, and I can sit on the bench on my iPad and go, fucking hell, Parsons ain't running now. Oi, start sprinting. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what you normally find after the game is, because it stops at that bit, and then they go out and they do the runs up and down on the pitch, this black bit will be out with the iPad, and the sports scientist will be stood there go, right, you need to run X amount, so off you pop.
Just lastly, on the topic of technology and stuff, because this is like just where almost like we done in the first duo episode, where I could just pick your brains on things like that. And I think also like my mates would be interested to know as well. In today's like day and age, Only a few. We're only down to 1 and 2, yeah. And don't forget about Floyd. In today's day and age, like, XG wouldn't have been a thing how long ago?
5 years ago.
So how quickly are you forced to adapt then? Because that must change management philosophy as well.
No, it just informs you more. The philosophy of management changes every time someone's new and successful. So Pep's now successful, so we're doing it his way.
That will evolve though still.
Of course it will, because there'll be somebody else that comes along and does something that's successful. So
has he really changed football that much?
Of course he has. Tell me what Southampton team in your lifetime you remember.
You can't keep bringing up Southampton though, because it's like you can't compare what Pep Guardiola's done.
You don't even know what I'm saying, so shut the fuck up and listen. So first of all,
humbled.
If any Southampton team in your lifetime that was playing out with the goalkeeper and using him as an extra centre back, tell me one. There wasn't, and you had Virgil van Dijk at one point. So what he's done is made everyone rethink and understand. If you remember back to Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, the first time was that 2004, 2005. You're probably about 1 then. But if you go back to that, everyone else was playing 4-4-2. He put Didier Drogba in and had 2 wingers, and then everyone went, fuck, they're winning. We'll play 4-3-3.
4-3-3, yeah.
And it's just styles, and it just keeps going and changing. That's what happens. It's football.
On football,
yep.
Transfer window. Actually, there's something new that's happened with the transfer window. As of next season, for the first time, everything will be wrapped up before the season starts. Your thoughts?
Good. So there won't be as much mess about it. What I hate the most with transfer windows is we know deals are going to get done, and then clubs do this pussyfooting around for the whole summer. And then go, we're going to panic and get it done on the last day of August. It makes no sense.
That's what annoyed me a little bit with Southampton as such. We waited till the last day of the window, and all of a sudden we've got Ryan Fraser, Maxwell Cornet, and like.
Well, you don't think you could have got those 2 weeks ago?
That's.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, but they could have.
But is that not someone in the club basically being like, look, it's the last day. This is who we can get.
What normally happens is there's a list of 5. So what will normally happen is I'll have 5 strikers I want, like. Number 1 being the main target, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we'll be in a bracket. So let's say for Southampton, we'll just use them because they're yours. Your bracket would be, you'd probably be in the same window as Ipswich, Leicester, Wolves, possibly Everton, in terms of what you can and can't spend. So that would be it. So you may have striker number 1 on your list, but 3 of these have got striker number 1 on your list. So how many of you are going to get him? Only 1. So then let's say my striker 1 now moves to Everton. Everton have got an additional striker, plus they now need to get rid of a striker.
Yeah.
So now, once that one moves, this one could just go. No one cares. Piss him off. Get wherever he wants to go. But you're now on your list going, shit, I need to get number 2.
Yeah.
But because we put all our energy into number 1, number 2's already moved.
Yeah.
So now, before you know it, most people end up getting 4 and 5 on
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Because the others have already gone.
Yeah, I think...
And that's where the panic comes in, because you wasted so much time getting number 1. Look at Newcastle.
Yeah.
With Guehi. They wanted him.
Yeah.
They didn't take anybody else because they thought they were getting him. Window closes. Shit, we haven't got anyone. They wouldn't have had a list of 5. They'd have had a list of 2.
I think we had a problem where we expected, there's so many players that Russell Martin came out that he said expected not to be there by the end of the window.
How?
Mel Bella Kotchap, Paul Anachu, Kamaldeen Sulemana.
But this is the bit of football that people don't get. So you're there. Let's randomly put simple numbers on it. You're on 10 grand a week, right? You get promoted, you get a big bonus. You also then double up. So you're on 20 grand a week now, and you've got 3 years left. If you think the manager doesn't want you and you don't think you're going to play, do you think you're going to get 20 grand a week somewhere else or less?
Less.
So why are you going to leave?
Yeah. You're not.
So unless you pay me the 20k for 3 years,
you sit and bide your time.
I'll sit and wait because I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
It's funny you say that. Where's Foderingham?
Yeah.
Who I get on well with, is obviously now the 3rd keeper at West Ham.
Yeah.
And it's funny speaking to him because ultimately he would like to be playing week in, week out, right?
Where's he? Around 32, 33?
Yeah.
I want to say?
Yeah. But ultimately you'd still, maybe older actually, but ultimately you'd like to be playing week in, week out, right? But then I would imagine, and you'll be able to tell me this better than me, but like being a third keeper for West Ham.
That's my football knowledge.
Being a third keeper at West Ham is that better for you financially?
No, longevity, not financially, longevity. So financially, he won't be on massive money. Listen, would you say?
By the way,
would you say?
Sit here talking your finances.
No, would you say? Financially, you have to remember football is in a completely different bubble. So he won't be on massive money that he could be earning if he went somewhere else and was a number one. But he'd probably have to drop down a league and play in the Championship to be a number one for somebody, or he'd have to go to like Blues in League One that are paying Championship money. So anyway, you go there as a number three. He would then get 2-3 years, and his only job. And you look at Scott Carson for people that see. Your only job is to smile every day, be on time, and train as hard as you can.
Is that not the best job in the world?
There you go.
I always look at Scott Carson and think, fuck my life, he's living the dream.
Because Scott knows he's as well. Because
you wouldn't want to retire.
Why would he? He's getting great.
They love him, by the way. He's great for the dressing room.
But that's your job as the third.
The
third is you're the energizer for the people. So it is a really difficult job as well to be a number three. I know that's going to sound mental, but imagine you got to train as hard as everybody else and know you're probably never going to play.
You still must want to play, right?
Of course you do.
Yeah, you do. So it's not like you accept that. No, I'm free.
Yeah,
okay,
and you're battling every day to try and get to number two. And then when you're number two, you're trying to get to number one. But you understand that with a goalkeeper, there's only one of you that can play. Then obviously you're probably going to get a little bit less on the front end, but you can be a number three for the next 7 years. So over the course of that time, you'll make your money up, and then you'll just be, your job, as long as you're not an arsehole, you'll be sweet.
We spoke so much about, I suppose, the game changing over the course of 5-10 years or so. Something that's changed massively is football transfers. Now, Fabrizio Romano, obviously monumental in that. People love him or hate him.
He's my guy, but he's ruined it.
So,
Fab, I love you, bro, but you've ruined it.
My point being is, like, I remember on a deadline day, you wouldn't have a Scooby what's going on. You'd tune in to Sky Sports News, and there might be some whispers.
Listen to Jim White in his yellow
You might
tie.
see a player with the tinted out windows driving into the training ground. Whereas I feel like now we know almost like.
Yeah.
So Andre Iniesta, for example, is retiring on the 8th of October. Now, this was broke by Fabrizio Romano early. Iniesta's going to announce his retirement on the 8th of October, which leads people to be like, let the man announce his own retirement.
But you say that, how does he know?
What, Fabrizio? He's got sources, hasn't he? I mean,
so someone told him?
Yeah.
Perfect example. Take Fab out of this, because Fab, I'm always going to look after you, my guy. If I said to you, right, I had this breaking news, this boxing stuff that's going to come out next week.
I'm probably a bad person to ask.
No, but
I wouldn't put it out.
But if I said to you, I didn't say to you, you can't put it out. This is the thing. No one ever says you can't put it out. I go to you, there's an opportunity to interview Eddie, and we've just signed this mega deal today, but you'll get the first scoop. Are you going to go... But everybody else got to get it in a week. You're going to go, wait, do you know what? Let me do it in a week's time.
If you get an exclusive, you take it.
You're going to take it. And that's what he's built. That's what his brand's on, is being first.
But ultimately, and I actually don't, it's genius, by the way. He is like an amped up, steroided version of like what we tried to do in the boxing space. I like be the first person to announce, I don't know, say for example, AJ tomorrow said he was going to retire. I would want to break that, but I wouldn't want to do it in the form of someone WhatsApping me and putting it out. Absolutely. I would want to do it in like an interview as such.
I think the thing as well with Fab, what I like about him anyway, is he started from humble beginnings and was just been consistently grinding with it. And secondly, he'll always give people credit if they broke the story. He never says, because he's the biggest, he could easily go, fuck that, I broke the story and they copied it off me. He'll always give people credit, and I just think he's legend. And also, he likes me anyway. We'll have to get him on, Fab. You'll have to come on, man. We'll have a chat.
If you can explain yourself. Fabrizio Romano on here.
I'll drop him a message after this.
My brother.
I mean, I saw on his thing, he's got a Deeney
This
shirt.
man's contact list, by the way, is
Have you seen the Deeney shirt?
I thought mine was... I thought mine was pretty impressive until I met you.
Thank you.
Which is what makes it so brilliant.
I know people. You've got them through like little web chat and that you do.
Yeah, someone's passed me his number. Gone, by the way, this might be him. Lastly, I suppose it probably is our last topic.
Okay, go on.
Tyler Dibling.
Sick.
My guy, by the way, fucking legend, and thank God we've got you right now. Because it's
Right now,
ultimately...
all
right, relax.
You are a
for the
selling
time
club.
being. Yeah, we are a selling club. Although we did sell him before to Chelsea, and he came back. Circumstances have changed, obviously. He's not in the Cobham Academy. He's playing in the Premier League. What a fucking baller. Unbelievable.
What class him as a baller for you?
You know when you just look at someone and you think they've got that wow factor about them? He... Since that first Premier League, even when the little cameo appearances he comes on, and he gets like reference to Grealish a little bit because he's got these fucking tiny shin pads,
that's a lot of people do
short
that
sort,
now, yeah.
of course. But he's like this 18-year-old young kid.
But he
on
ain't
the
got
block as
Jack's
such.
legs though.
No.
Jack's got the best calves in the game. That guy.
But you see this 18-year-old come on the pitch and run with so much, like he's so fearless and aggressive and direct with his play. Thank fuck we got him right now. Your thoughts on, I mean, to me right now, he looks like one of, if not the best, I don't want to say best young talent, but I mean like in terms of like, almost like rookie season, like you'd say in the NFL as such.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. It's early. Just wait. It's early. It's early.
Probably just excited. But you know what? You
ain't got much to be excited about this year.
What breaks my heart
is that you're going to sell him. That you're 100% going to sell him.
Yeah. Inevitably.
Yeah.
He might get a new contract and we might see him out until the end of the season.
No, that'll
he
probably
won't go
happen.
in January, I hope.
What if you're already relegated by then?
Do you think that's a possibility?
Do you not?
Oh, Troy, I hope not.
Right, this is going to come out after.
After Arsenal.
Yeah, so I would like to know right now, what do you think the score is going to be against Arsenal?
What, so we can look back and...
Just see how good your football knowledge is.
Yeah, but there's knowledge and then there's like...
There's heart. Just speak, man. It's like simple. It's an opinion.
3-0.
Arsenal.
What do you think?
You'd be lucky to get 3-0.
Really? Do you think it's going to be that devastating?
I think it could be really bad. I genuinely think it could be really bad. Unless, and the only caveat I do, is if you change the way you play. But the manager's already said you're not going to change the way you play. So if you're making mistakes against everyone else you've played so far this season, even the Man United game, look, you played good football, whatever, but still, your mistake cost the goals, right?
And that was the same in the Bournemouth game.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic 15, 20 minutes. It almost feels a little bit, and Russell said this in his post-match interview, he didn't recognise the team in the fact that the minute the goal went in...
They were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're going to go up against Arsenal. Here's my little bit of knowledge on it, should I say. You're going to try and play a certain way. Other than... I got Arsenal are the best pressing team at the moment, the way they get after you. City next to them and then Liverpool. Again, you can have that however you see it, but that's just how I see it. They press better than anybody else. They've got probably other than Odegaard being out, they've got Martinelli, Havertz, Saka, Trossard. Quicker than all of your players, I would say, with and without the ball. Then you're going to play out from the back, and do you think they're going to miss one-on-ones? Yes or no?
No, they're the sides that take their one-on-ones. It's like you were saying about when you played City in the FA Cup final. It was a matter of you needed to take that first chance you got.
Absolutely.
Because you knew City would take every chance they've got.
And the thing is, they're going to create more chances. So I can see a way in which it's tight and it's cagey. Sorry, I can't see a way in which it's tight and it's cagey. And I can't see a way in which you guys don't mess up.
I might be blind.
So I could generally see a situation where it's like 6-0. I don't even want to be bad. Like I don't have any horse. I genuinely think 6-0.
But I don't. I think from what we've seen so far, you're not wrong in thinking that.
And
Am I blinded by my faith in Southampton in thinking that I believe that there is an 11 that can be fielded that keeps us up?
I don't see it, but I can see why you would say that. I don't see it.
But is that me being...
No. Because obviously there'll be games where they'll beat people and they'll beat people comfortably. There will be games because it'll work.
We're not going to do a derby.
Derby only won one, right?
11 points.
So they only won one game.
But some of the tweets I'm seeing, like my mate Tom... Do you know Tom Garrett?
No, but...
Big in like footballing, podcasting space.
Okay.
and he said he thinks this might be one of the worst teams in Premier League history.
Teams? Yeah, I can see why he's making that argument. Because when you're talking about a team, you're saying... So we're talking about a team. Where if you got anyone that's going to score 10 goals this year?
No, that was always going to be an issue.
Do you have a solid centre back?
I genuinely, and I'll die on this hill. For some reason, Russell Martin's not starting Armel Bellecote chap, who was meant to go to the Bundesliga, was in the Eredivisie last season, suffered with injuries, but like the season before was mustard, our best centre back by a mile, wanted clubs all over Europe. There is free between Bednarek. He didn't play. It was PSV. But I believe there is a free between Armel Bellecote chap, Bednarek, and Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Obviously, they're free centre-backs. But I believe you can get a solid enough core out of those three players. Do you not? No, fair enough then.
No.
Yeah.
Don't.
See, that's what everyone else says to me.
I don't see.
Maybe I believe in it more.
I like Taylor Harwood-Bellis in the fact that he's a ball-playing centre-back, but he makes too many mistakes at that level, which is going to get you punished. Bednarek, without being nasty, I was running over him a while ago, so I don't even know why he's still around.
He had a really good season for us last year, in all fairness.
It's in the Championship. The Championship and the Prem.
Levels.
I keep explaining.
No, I know.
See, when I was in the Champ, right? I thought the year we got promoted, I went 3 years back to back, 20 goals plus. I thought, go to the Prem, I'm at least going to get 15, 20. Like, it's easy. Mate, it is different.
You know when you see like random mateys on a podcast and they say if you were thrown in that, like if I was thrown in a City side tomorrow for a whole season, I'm not getting one goal.
You wouldn't be able to keep up.
I wouldn't get one goal. But there's people that are convinced that they would score.
I had this conversation with Harry Pinero a couple of weeks back. Sorry for the name drop, but me and Harry were chatting. Me and Harry were chatting, and Avellino were chatting because obviously Harry played in the.
You just drop Avellino in there.
That's my guys, man.
That's a hard little name drop. I like that.
They're my guys, man. We were chatting. They did Soccer Aid. I think they played a game at Man United as well. And the first thing that they said, I said, like, how was it? And they said the first thing you realise is just how big the pitch is. How quick you lot are to get around it. Bear in mind, I ain't rapid by any stretch of the imagination. Still beat you in 100, but that's another conversation.
That's happening in Dubai.
But my point is, like, you know, if someone goes, Troy's shit, that's their opinion, whatever. I'm still miles better than you.
And
then think...
Which is fact.
Yeah, but you think I'm shit. Think how much miles better than me fucking any of the top boys are.
Yeah, like a Haaland.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just levels to what you do. So it's hard for you to realise. And again, the easiest way to compare, you know, you ever watch Wimbledon on tennis?
Yeah.
And you go, fucking, how did he not get that? You ever been to a live tennis match?
Oh my God, no, but I know. Mate, what,
the ball is being spanked all over.
100 mile an hour. That man are sliding across the grass.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when you see it on TV, everyone looks small and whatever. Biggest thing that I always notice is whenever you see a pro, everyone goes, didn't know you was that big.
I remember going to the NBA.
Yeah, them boys are
my
fucking monsters.
God.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like Warwick Davis anyway, so
what
you can imagine.
Like, seriously, what are you?
5'7", 5'8"?
5'8's a push.
Yeah, but the hinge, we'll have the 5'8" for the hinge.
5'6", 5'7". What is hinge, bro?
You don't know what hinge is?
No, what's hinge?
Guy.
What is hinge?
We'll swerve that one. I'm actually a little bit gutted that's the end of this episode because I thoroughly enjoyed one.
Dating app.
Yeah. But it's not like Tinder. Yeah, of course, bruv.
Why?
Because we ran the world.
You're a fucking melon.
My guy.
There's a lot we're going to have an episode.
That's what I'm
Hinge.
saying. I feel like we need to do. All right, fine. You can take over my Hinge at one point in an episode.
No, thank you. I'm married, but I'm trying to understand
as my Hinge, not like. You're going to act as me. Anyway, I enjoyed this episode. I actually wish it could carry on, but it can't because we've got another guest to film with. We've been very transparent. We're doing 2 in 1 today. Troy, thank you very much for your time as always. And people, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, retweet.
Fucking hell, anything else?
All of those shenanigans. Repost.
Send us an email.
Yeah, let's get some fan questions in.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching Beyond the Play on the Stomping Ground.